Hello everyone, this is from Srujan Community and today we are shooting Nancy Katyal. She's a well-renowned image consultant and she's here to give some tips about it. So tell me, how was your journey and how did you choose to do image consultancy, which is the most difficult job which I think to do?
It's not as difficult as you think.
Yeah.
I think my journey started way back in 2010 when I was staying in Gurgaon and my husband said that you've been sitting at home since last 4 years.
Okay.
Now it's time for you to take your career ahead. And that's when my journey started. And I realized that, when I was working, people had the technical skills, but it was the soft skills.
Correct.
People had problem with people, right? Not the organization as such. And then I became curious to know what is it exactly. And I realized that it's all about, inside out. What do you feel about yourself is so important, but it's never taught in school. And that's when I realized I really need to take it up.
How was that feeling when you thought about, just beginning to start taking in clients and trying to interview them when you were going to start it for the first time in your life? So what was that feeling?
I won't say I was nervous. I was anxious because it's something that I have experienced myself. Self-doubt is something that each individual is facing these days, right? So it was like, okay, now I have the opportunity. Let's give our best and see what happens. And I've been fortunate enough to get people who believed in me. And since then, it's been a very fruitful journey.
But I've heard that you're amazing with it. And I was talking to you behind the cameras where I was so comfortable talking because honestly, facing the camera is my fear. But you made me comfortable.
I'm so proud of you.
Yeah.
And you're very good at it.
And you are good at consulting.
That's why I'm paid.
Yeah. So these days I've observed that a lot of the young generation have self-doubt in themselves. Maybe it's because of the social media, Instagram, or what image you have to portray, the society or what not. But what is your take on it?
Very apt question. I think we all have some insecurities. My insecurities could be a little less and I know how to handle it. And I think it's okay first to accept that I have an insecurity.
Yeah.
I see people sometimes have insecurity to see somebody is doing very well. Accept that you have one. And once that acceptance comes, then only we can handle it.
Yeah.
If you are just saying that, okay, I have it, what do you do with it? Speak to people whom you can trust, in inverted commas these days, right? People with whom you share a bond and you know that they will have an advice, or seek the right consultant who can guide you and keep the information private.
Yeah. And what about the careers? Like there are a lot of people who have talent, like filled with talent. They really portray it at home, but when it comes to groups or socializing or something, they don't just speak up in the group. What is that thing which stops them from sharing their own talent? In spite, it's okay if the communication is wrong or whatever, but what is that thing which should be changed?
Actually, a lot of factors. Sometimes it could be that they're not getting support from their family. It could be the environment, that is the society that we are living in today. Yes, people are living in an instant gratification world and we are being judged. So I always tell people that if you don't speak, you'll be judged, right? So speak up. They'll judge you anyway.
Yeah. Okay. So tell us something about your incidences when you were taking consultations for people. What are your experiences with the young generation? Any of those?
I think one thing that most of the people talk about, especially teenagers and college-going students, that I don't have faith in myself, or I don't think I'm good enough, or they are better than me. We sit with them and do SWOT. So important.
Yeah.
And I always tell people that, we should work on our strengths more. While weaknesses are good to know, but if you can work on your strengths, then your weaknesses also are taken care of. And that's what we tell people, that believing in yourself, self-image, self-esteem, these concepts are never taught in the school. And when you go out, the first question they ask is, please tell me something about yourself, right? So how do you make sure that we are comfortable in our own imperfections?
Correct.
And that's what we do with people. And one thing that I always tell people, especially the young generation, is to accept who you are. That's so important. So ACE, that is, be authentic, be a connector, find the right connections in life. And E, have your emotional intelligence in check. And if it is not, find the right people who can help you to do that.
That's true. So first image is the last image. So what do you want to talk about that? Because you are an image consultant and presenting yourself to your client, or maybe if you're going for a job, or in social parties or whatever, is very important these days.
Absolutely.
So what is your view?
I always tell people that dressing well is a sign of respecting yourself. You don't have to do it for the world. Best thing is, do you mind looking good? No. If you look good, you feel good, and then you do good. You should take time in wearing something you're comfortable, at the same time it's appropriate to the occasion, to the job that you're doing, or the meeting. So that is important, and I can't harp enough in saying that the way you dress, the moment you get out from your house and somebody gives you a compliment, your day is made. So take that extra effort in respecting yourself.
What about the self-image? Like there is this norm on social media where people talk a lot, and then they talk a lot about you. Then there are so many gossips which happen. So people really get scared of the platform called social media, where you can use it in a right way.
Absolutely.
So what can you say about that?
That reminds me of a quote by Michelle Obama, which is, when they go low, you go high, right?
Yeah,
that's their job. People will talk any which way, and I think you should take it as a challenge.
Yes.
That they are taking time out in stalking you.
Yes.
They are so interested to know what you're doing in your life.
Yeah.
I think I take it as a compliment that we are doing something, at least, that they are so keen to know with whom we are meeting, with whom we are talking.
Yes.
And I think what goes around comes around. I am a firm believer in karma. If somebody is doing something bad, the universe will take care of it. We need to be sure about what we are doing, right? We don't have to stoop low at their level. I think there's so many things that we want to do in life, and I always feel so much, to do, but so less time. So I would rather have blinders on, and I'll focus on what I want to do, the people who are important to me, to spend time with them, and then life becomes a little easier.
And it's been years you have been consulting, so tell us about your journey, your personal take and everything.
Oh yes. So people, when they look at someone, they feel that no, she had it in a silver plate. Yeah. It was never like that. So I remember 2010 when I started doing my job. I was very well settled and I was enjoying my job. I was the face of this organization called Amity Group in one of their schools. And it was 2 years, and my husband said, Nancy, I've got a great opportunity from Mumbai, and let's move. I said, yeah, let's move. I left my job and I started searching another job, and I thought that because I've worked with corporates earlier, I would look at learning ground reality. So I worked with the Kanksha Foundation with less privileged people. Now I was settled there, and then I got an opportunity to lead a school. Now what better job than leading a school, right? And you're the head of the school. And my husband said, guess what? I said, yeah. He said, let's move. I've got another opportunity. So again, I left it. So every time I had to start from scratch and go. So I would say that to all the people who have always faced this, but that helped me in standing my ground. And in Pune, after 2 years when we moved to Pune, my husband said, I'm getting an opportunity from UK. I said, this time we won't move. And he decided not to move. And for good we are. That incident reminded me of the fact that if you tell people, and I always thought that he shouldn't feel bad. In fact, he's the biggest backbone. He said, no, we are not moving. And I think that's what people need to do. Sometimes we are so afraid to say what we want to say, and we have the fear of unknown. And that moment was the defining moment for me, that stand your ground and there are people who support you.
That's really nice. You were talking about those 2 norms you follow in life, that about the pleasing game or whatever. So just tell us about that.
Yeah.
It was really interesting to know.
Right. I always say that your network creates your network.
Correct.
As in your personal, professional and social life, your inner circle is very important. Correct. For example, we spoke earlier, so when I spoke to you, I felt nice and I said, okay, we would like to meet again. And every time you meet someone, check your energy. What do you feel? Do you feel drained out? Or do you feel happy and you will want to meet again? I have made mistakes in my life when I met 3 times or 4 times also, and I thought, oh, it's great. But every time there was something in me who was telling me that, Nancy, this person is not good for you. They are jealous of you. They don't wish good for you. Be brave enough to walk away from anything, whether it's your professional association, to disassociate with people who cannot help you or lift you higher or bring you, if they bring you down, not worth the time. Like I said, so much to do. So that's one of the rules.
It's not only about the career, but it's about everything. So
Absolutely.
This follows to everything.
Absolutely.
Because in our society, we are very, very taught to not say no or something like that. So this is really helpful, which you've given us. And thank you for your time.
Thank you so much. It was
Thank
a pleasure
you so
talking
much.
to you.
And it was really nice. It is going to help a lot of students at Srujan Community to, uplift themselves. And we hope to have another session with you.
I would love to.
Maybe with a Srujan Community person where we can groom them, or have another nice chat and everything.
Certainly.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.